Hey everybody, this week we are thrilled to show the footage and to share our journey to Kona, the big island of Hawaii. We had an amazing adventure and we were able to do a manta ray night snorkel. I was able to do that, and our family was able to go on a coast tour of the Kona coastline, and we got some amazing footage of our adventure snorkeling and really tuning in to the big island, the island of plenty. What was your favorite part about our adventure in Kona?
Definitely the Zodiac tour. It was a smaller boat, and so I wasn't sure what to expect, but I ended up loving it. So a Zodiac boat is kind of those inflatable motor boats, and there was just 5 of us, or 6 if you include the captain. So it was a small group, but that was for sure my favorite part of the whole trip. The interesting thing about the trips that we take is we're noticing a pattern of we know about a week before we have to go that we're going. So a week before we went to Oahu and Kauai, we found out we were going to Oahu and Kauai, and it was amazing. And then a week before we left for the big island for Kona was when we found out we're going to Kona. So our trips are very spontaneous, and we kind of just get online and search for what calls to us, for what feels right, because this is about being on the Lord's errand, and this is about traveling for more purposes than just to travel and to have fun and have adventures. We're asked to go to these places for very specific reasons, to accomplish very specific tasks. And so I think we were able to have a really great trip, considering we kind of threw it together in a very short amount of time.
So the manta ray experience was one of those last minute. I didn't even know that existed.
Me neither.
And we started looking for activities, and for us, anything that gets us in the water has just been so rewarding. So I get online and I find out that they do this night dive, where they set up these large floating rafts that have these blue lights on them, and they attract all of the plankton. And then as all the plankton come up to the surface, it's like a buffet. And so these giant manta rays come in and they just do backflips, and they swim all over to gobble up the plankton. And so it's a dive that takes place at night, and it's not just up close and personal. It's like, please try not to touch them while they bump into you anyways, because you're floating around in the ocean. But it was epic, and I had no idea it even existed until like four days before. It wasn't something we could do with Ariella, with our little. And Diana was not ready to get in the water at night with gigantic sea creatures.
Yeah, we should probably preface this with, I grew up in Utah. I spent very little time in the ocean and have a decent fear of sharks. Like, it's a whole story of my lifelong shark fear. And, we're being asked to get in the water, and I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of conquering my fear, getting in the water, and being in the moment. And then every once in a while I kind of panic, do a 360, look for sharks, and then I'm like, okay, we're okay. And then I go back to, wow, this is amazing, this is lots of fun, but a night dive with giant manta rays was outside of my realm of possibilities.
Which
I was
is
like,
fine.
sorry
Totally
now,
fine.
girl. But I'm sure I'll get there. I'll get there where I'm like, yes, night dive, let's do it.
Okay, so people build this as bucket list, one of the must-do things of your lifetime, epic, beautiful. And I saw it and I was like, absolutely yes. And Diana was like, absolutely no. And I was like, I am absolutely going by myself.
And I feel like that was the best way to do it, because when you're doing stuff as a family, you have to stay with the family and kind of operate at the level that the entire family can operate on. And we have a 4-year-old who is actually pretty fantastic when it comes to traveling.
Oh, she's an amazing traveler.
She's an amazing traveler, and she's willing to try new things, but she's also 4, so we are a little bit limited in what we can do. And so I just love that you got to go by yourself, because you could just be adventurous and wild and willing to try anything and everything, and you didn't have to worry about, is Ariella safe or is everybody okay? You just got to be you and experience it and fully immerse yourself in it. And so I think it was perfect that you did it by yourself.
Yeah, and I did. I was the first one in the water. I swam all the way to the very end of the raft that they had set up, so that as the manta rays passed by, they were coming right up underneath me, and then coming right at me with their gigantic open mouths, and then turning down into the water right in front of me.
What were some of the feelings you had as you were in the water with these manta rays?
So everyone was really excited and nervous, because it's a dive at night where you're swimming with these gigantic, beautiful creatures. The manta rays are incredibly gentle and peaceful. They don't have stingers like a stingray, so they're absolutely safe. And so there was a lot of excitement, but people were going to get in the water, and we're going to be in there, and it's night, and it was new for everybody. But once we got settled, once they got us set up, I have my snorkel gear on, and I put my face in the water, and I start seeing these beautiful, gigantic creatures come up out of the ocean, like out of the depths. All of a sudden, I was washed over with peace. They were just radiating peace. These are animals that do no harm, like a sea turtle. They do no harm to anyone or anything, and they just glide through the ocean gracefully. And I noticed that after it was over, it was really calm and quiet, and everyone, regardless of their experience or how excited they were, everyone was still.
by far my favorite was the Zodiac trip. I didn't know what to expect. My previous snorkeling experiences have been okay. Like either we were just offshore, so there wasn't really anything to see, or the equipment wasn't great, and so it's like seawater in your eyes and just learning how to do this new thing that we've never done. So we were on the coast, and our daughter Ariella loved it. Loved. And that's not something I expected. I wasn't sure if she would get bored or if she would get seasick or whatever. But he was going super fast to get to the location, and the whole time she's like, "Woo!
Go faster! Go faster!" Yeah,
and
she absolutely loved it.
Yeah, she loved it, and to hear her laughter was healing to my soul.
Yeah.
Because we've been through some really difficult times, and she, from a very young age, has gone through some really difficult times. And to just hear that song of her laughter was everything to me. Yeah. So she wanted to sit by herself for the most part, and she held on, and she was like, woohoo, woohoo, and she just let free as kids do. And then we got to the place where we were supposed to snorkel, and it was right near Cook. What is it called?
Oh, the Captain Cook Monument.
The Captain Cook Monument. And it didn't look like anything special, but there were tons of boats around. And I personally love it when there's tons of people in the water. I feel safer. I feel safer with lots of people. So I thought it was great that there was like 5 other boats. And the tour we took was the After the Rush tour. So it must be like out of control in the morning.
Beat the crowd
tour. And so we got in the water, and Ariella was down with getting in the water. She had her little vest on, her life vest, and then we got her some little flippers because she kept asking for some, and I finally found some her size. And she got in the water, but she's not ready to snorkel yet. Like, she doesn't like the mask, and but she hung out with us, and I put my face in the water, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
There were so many fish. There was this huge reef right along the shore. And so if you hike to the Captain Cook Monument, you can't get in the water. Or if you take a boat to the reef, you can't get on the shore because the reef is right there and you'll damage the reef. Yeah. So you have to choose to either hike and just look at the monument in the ocean, or take a boat and look at the reef. But you can't do both because it's protected. But that's how close the reef is to the shore. And it was so alive with like all kinds of colorful fish, and I was right on top of it, and my equipment worked. My mask stuck to my face and it wasn't leaking, and everything worked.
Yeah. And
the water was clear and beautiful, and I felt safe the whole time I was there. I wasn't worried at all at any point in time. And after a little bit, Ariella got in the boat, and the captain was super awesome. He's like, yeah, you can just leave her here with me. I got some snacks she can eat and everything. So me and Justin were able to go check out the reef and snorkel. And we got back in. I was like, how was she? And he was like, oh, she sang me songs the whole time. And I just laughed because that's Ariella.
She was singing songs and they were having lunch.
Yeah,
and it was great.
It was so cute. And then as we were on the boat, she'd be like, Captain, may I have another juice? Captain,
Captain, go faster.
It was so cute. She's so independent and confident, can be by herself, but it's so cool to go on these trips and see how you individually will do in these situations, but then your kids. And we've just been in awe of Ariella. Are you grateful and excited?
Yes.
Thumbs. Best friends forever. Woohoo! Pinky promise.
so warm. Dancing in the rain today, splashing all our fears away. Lumping puddles hand in hand, together we don't need a plan. Storm may come and storm may go. Through it all, our love will show. In the rain, our spirits rise, dancing under stormy skies. Dancing in the rain today, splashing all our fears away. Lumping puddles hand in hand, together we don't need a plan. 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 Dancing in the rain today, splashing all our fears away. Jumping puddles hand in hand, together we don't need a plan. We don't need a plan.
I could say it was a perfect day. So we snorkeled, we got back on the boat, we had lunch, and then on the way back, he told us about the Kona coastline. And he pointed out lava tubes and he pointed out history. Then we stopped again just to swim in this crystal blue water. And Ariela got in with us and swam around, and we just swam as a family. And it was one of those days that was just perfect. You know, everybody had fun. And Justin got the opportunity to jump off this huge cliff, which was really great. He showed us where people would jump, and Justin's like, "Can I jump?" And he's like, "All right." And so Justin climbed up and jumped off the cliff, and everybody was like, "Woohoo!" We had a family from Texas
awesome.
with us, and it was just one of those days that just was like, you know, like, thank you, Heavenly Father, because everybody was in tune with it. Everybody was enjoying it in their own ways. And that really, really was a gift to us to have that experience, because if you travel, you know, there's always something happening, especially with kids. Like, somebody's not happy or something's not working out, and you learn to roll with it. But when you have that experience where everything clicks into place, it's just magical. We bring this experience to you so that you can benefit from it as we benefit from it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of why we started a channel, is to share with our friends and family, but to anybody else who wants to then receive what the islands and the other places that we go have to offer. We were blessed to be able to make this leap and to change our lives and to travel, and for however long that ends up being. And we're being transformed by it. Our hearts and our energy are being tuned to these beautiful high vibrational places. And we want to give that to everyone, because you still can receive just by watching. That's what this is all about. This is why we're sharing this, is so that you can see feel the peace of those manta rays. You can see the abundance of the fish. And as we go, we'll get better at like recording and documenting and editing and just making it an experience for everybody. But it's transforming our lives. It's healing us on such a deep level, and we all need that healing and that restoration and that transformation and that tuning, right? In life, we get out of tune with everything that's happening around us, and we can't always drop everything to go to nature or to go for a whole day and be isolated or whatever we need to do to retune ourselves. So we hope this channel helps tune you back into the earth, to Heavenly Father, to His creations, to what magnificence is all around. And interestingly enough, as I sit here and talk about and remember these experiences, but also as we are in those experiences, I realize Utah was that way too. We don't have the ocean, but we have the mountains, especially northern Utah and southern Utah, the desert. Everywhere you are, you can find beauty and nature and a way to tune into who you are, and to tune into God and to the earth and realign yourself. I think we just sometimes take where we live for granted. You know, and so I was like, next time I go to Utah for a decent amount of time, I'm going to go like a tourist, and I'm going to do everything a tourist would do in northern Utah. And I want to look at it from kind of more of a tourist perspective, like we've been doing with the islands and doing like all of the things that we want to really get the most out of our experiences. So, we just are so grateful to be on this journey, and sharing this helps us relive it and increase our gratitude and appreciation for it. And then we just hope that you get the most out of it by being inspired and feeling the peace and the song and the vibration of the place that we're in. And we're doing our best to describe it to you, the beauty, the magnificence, the energy of it.
But the vibration is there. And we want to share the blessed experiences we've had with everyone watching, so that you can experience the vibrations also. They're there, and they're unlimited, and they will flow every time you watch these videos. We've been guided to go to very specific places and in specific orders. To tune us to the vibrations of the earth and of God's creation in these specific spots. And the goal here is for us to share that with everyone else. We want everyone to be able to experience that. Not everyone can just pack up and leave their lives and travel the Hawaiian Islands and Polynesia. So we took a major leap of faith, and we've been blessed for it. And part of that blessing is to pour out our experience with all of you. We will get better at our footage and our editing, and
maybe we'll make a room that we can do interviews in, so the sound's better and it's uninterrupted. But we're just doing our best for now, and we would just we're so excited to share it. I think of my family back home, and I'm excited for them to be able to see us experience happiness, because they've watched us go through a lot of tragedy. So I'm excited for my friends and family who stood by us and supported us and comforted us and helped us, and then watched us leave. You know, they're like, we were as surprised as everybody else that we were going to leave, and we moved to Kona, and I want them to watch this and see that God did liberate us and bless us and answer our prayers, and we're doing really well. And I'm excited to share that
promise and then some.
So that's us, and that's our trip to Kona, and there's more to come. And again, we know like a week before we leave that we're leaving, so
so enjoy the Kona footage, and there's more to come. Bye.
Are we pulling up to a submarine?
Now you guys can check out those Oreo cookie fish. Looks like we found a whole sleeve of them. If you look hard enough, you might find a double stuffed one. goodbye to you guys. Listen, I'm back to work with a big aloha.
Aloha!
3,
Aloha!
Alright, we gotta save that arm strength because they gotta go down, clean off all those